And I'm going to get up on the screen. I'm trying to decide on how I want to lay this out. I thought I could switch my angle on this, but I can't. So I'm going to have to turn my camera. And I'm just going to have to make an adjustment here, because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing pretty good. So I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit too. Yeah, we'll zoom in some here. All right, so I think we're good right there. Let me see. Yeah, I think we're good right there. So I want to make sure everyone can hear me. If you're in and you cannot hear me, let me know. I think my head is cut off a little bit. I'm going to bend down a little bit because of the height that I'm painting this. I'm standing while I'm painting. As you can see, I got my little controls here. I'm operating the controls of the podcast as well while I'm doing this. I got my palette together. I got my brushes, my water. I use like roll paper towels to as you know, and I meant toilet tissue instead of getting roll paper towels. It's so much better. Go to the dollar store, you get 4 of these. It's very inexpensive to use. I have my paints here. So what I'm starting is another piece in my men series. This piece right here is going to be the artist. And it's kind of like almost like the art teacher, and it's going to be an artist here. I kind of sketched out. It's going to have like a student here. It's going to be teaching them there. There's going to be this big canvas here. Going to have some things around the room. And this was one of those architectural panels. You can see it has a little dip right here. And I started to say I'm going to cut this down here, but what I am going to do is I'm going to put something on the back of it. I'm going to put wood filler in there later and then just fill that, because I want to keep this size. And it will go on the frame, but I can fill that in with wood filler, that corner right over there. So I'm going to get started. I have my coffee here. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can go on my website. It's KJL Art Sanctuary. Let me put it up here for you. And you can click on the link to shop and go right in there and buy me a coffee. If you'd like to support the channel, that's one of the ways that you can do that. Let me see if I can get my website up here. Okay. I'm going to show that there. Oh, but I thought I had it in here. I'm not. I guess I don't. You know what? I think I took that out. I'm not going to type it in right now, but it's KJL. Let me go back to my media because I can probably show it to you on here. And I'm still fiddling around, just waiting for some people to come on. So let me do an overlay, and it should have, here it is right here. You can put this on. So there you go. You have my website. And also I offer workshops on my website as well. So I'm waiting for a few people to come on. I'm really excited to get started on this piece right here. It's going to look so cool when I'm done with it. I'm going to see if I can adjust this camera to make this even closer. Let me see. I'm going to move this up some. Ugh. Again, this is live. I'm in the studio working, so this is what I'd be doing normally. Anyway, yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. And I'm going to turn this way a little bit more. Actually move this. So I want you to get a really good look at it. Put that back to the size here. Then I'm going to take this all the way down here. It's just a matter of me just adjusting some of the shifting a few things here. And I'm glad I have my, it's like architect drafts table rather. This thing is really cool because I put some wheels on it so that I can maneuver around. So yeah, I'm liking that better. And you get to see my little light over there I made with the zoot suit on and the black and white like boxing gloves. There's some really cool things in the studio. If you ever get a chance, you should come by the studio. It is really oh, and you get to see that the way the angle I put it on, you get to see the postman right there that I worked on. Awesome. All right. So like I said, I'm excited to get started on this piece. And so I'm going to get moving with it. And again, thanks for tuning in. And I hope you enjoy this. This is the artist and the student, and I've already got it sketched out, and I'm going to get started on creating this. This is going to be awesome. So, put my coffee here. Get a couple of colors out here. Getting a little red. It's like a deep brown I got, and there's a burnt umber. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of blue out as well. This is to do all my kind of shaded areas. Combination of those. I'm going to get my brush wet, and I'm going to get into it. And I thank God for another day. I thank God so much just for another day. It's what a blessing. What a blessing. So I'm going to get started with this guy here first. And I'm trying to do a stroke, a stroke, a stroke. I don't want to go in like and make too many. I step back when I'm looking at this, too. So you kind of see me. I'm always stepping away to kind of look and see. Because I want to look at it from a distance, because that's really that look from a distance is kind of what I want. When you get up close, you'll get to see the strokes, the brush strokes. But from a distance, I want you to Again, it's just coming down. It's just to hit. All right. And again, I don't want to dilly too much, but this is important where I put these parts at in this very beginning stage. And even though I have it sketched out, start to bring it to life. Okay. I'm liking that so far. The tip of the shoe right here. I don't want to lose that. Do, 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 do. Let me see. I have someone in here. Oh, sorry to hear that. Get well. Get well. Okay, let me see. And I'm not using black to put in these dark spots. I'm all my dark areas. All right. This part is it's the ugly stage. But by the time I get done with this, it's gonna look beautiful. Looking good. All right. Let's get a little more of the blue tint. And here's a little bit more of that darker blue. Don't want to be dilly-dallying. white on here. Takes on its own life after a while. That's a little dot here and there at a time. It starts to take on its own life. Just gotta be patient. Yet still be loose and free and decisive, not thinking too much. That mess you up. If I'm talking and you can't hear me, I hope somebody let me know if you can hear me or not. Decisive. Okay, no. Just pull back. I'll just pull back and then I'm going to make a decision as soon as I come up here. And it may be multiple decisions. But I'm going to make a decision. I'm not going to, I may come mix a little paint or something like that. But try to get a color that I want to put on next. That's the only time I probably take a little bit of a slow down. But for the most part, nah, just be decisive. So I'll come back over top of this. I'm really basically blocking in colors right now. And then I'll come back when I do the second layer over top of it, start to put more like detail in it. And just put right there, just to kind of come all the way over. Yeah, the instructor is starting to look pretty nice. I don't know if the lighting, let's see how the lighting looks in this. It looks pretty good. Just little dabs. Little dab do you until I'm ready to do the the next phase. What I'm going to take here, let's take this little palette here, and I want to round it to about right there. Yeah, that's good. A little bit of separation with a step right there. Okay, let's see what we're going to hit next. Kind of started that little guy. Started my two characters. You know what? I'm gonna do work more on the foreground because I think I'm gonna like it, better cutting in my background. And I haven't used black paint yet. I've mixed to get my dark colors on here, like red, burnt umber, and blue. Just kind of do a mix of those to get like this dark kind of, I don't even know what you want to call it, to tell you the truth. It's just a mix that I made in a way I discovered doing what I want to do with it. Works best for me. Let me just put it that way. Some things you just can't explain. I am a self-taught artist, so it's kind of, since I didn't go to school for this, I've been learning, basically teaching myself stuff. So I'm probably breaking all kind of rules all the time when I'm doing this. But I really like the stuff that I create. And that's all that really, 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 really matters. I'm telling you, I like it. And I jump from series to series. I just like jumping back and forth from series to series. I'll work for maybe a week on one series of paintings and then go to another, and after a while you create like this large body of work, and by doing that, and just stay consistent. I have a schedule. You have to have like a schedule of everything because there's other things that I have to do. I'm not sitting around painting all day. So I have to put the time in, just like it's a job. It's a job. I have to put the time in for it. You're not going to get anything out of it if you don't put in the effort and the time. And again, these are just like little impressions that I'm doing right now. I dilly-dallied with him just a little bit. Now I need for him to dry for me to do my final details on him, because I only go over like one or two layers with each one of these. It's not a whole bunch of layers I'm going to go over. It's basically 4 to 5 from priming to finish. And again, check out my website. Go on there if you'd like to support the channel. There's a buy me a coffee link in there in the shop section, or you can get a few prints or look at some original art. I really don't have prices on there for my original art. I've created too many pieces, and I just don't have prices on those things. It's too many pieces. I've done a few thousand, so I put some on there, and people have to call me directly if they're interested in any of the original art. See, I want to get some more of this. Okay. And I'm not even cleaning my brush on some of these. Like I took this and put it right in a mix of white and yellow ochre. I think I'm gonna put like a little, like a bucket right here. Just gonna do that real quick like that to get it started. So that's to get that bucket started. All right. Keeping some of these colors very, fairly close. Something right here. Just a decision, quick decision. How to make it. Need some more white. Take this all the way there. Yeah, so it'll all come together really nicely in the end. Switch up this brush here. Start kind of building some of the little things I'll have on the table. I'm just darkening this in right here. These are kind of shapes, and I'll just want to let that stand out. All the bottles and stuff I'm going to have on the table before I cut this table in. For me, I just like doing it this way. Just darkening those spaces where I know I'm going to have like a little rag right here. Then once I do all that, I'll come back in. Let's see. I'll come back in and cut my table in. The top of the table. Bam. That's there. Like little spots. Looking so beautiful already. How you doing? Let me see. I can show you on the thing. I don't know why that didn't. There we go. How you doing? You see, I'm busy keeping it moving. Keeping it moving. I gotta make this a little darker right here. Yeah, it's gonna look so much nicer when I start. Okay, so now I'm gonna also darken in the other areas around the bottom where I'm gonna have, these aren't gonna be the colors of these things, but I don't wanna use my sketch here. I'm gonna come over. So this isn't gonna be the final color, but I'm keeping my dark light areas that I want for this. You'll kind of start seeing these things come into shape, these mugs or containers with brushes and stuff in there. So what I'm doing is I'm marking them out before I do the background, start the background. So I'm going to darken all these in really quick, and then I'm going to cut around it. I've got to get a little bit more. And I'm using burnt umber, red, and blue. Just any old, blue or red will do, mixed with the burnt umber. I'm not using black. And it just gives me a really dark, dark color. Looks black, but it's nice for doing like these little shaded areas. Let me use a little bigger brush when I get to this spot right here. So I'm going to put all of this in here because I want this to go in here good. There's going to be another bottle here. So I'm going to keep this spot here because this is going to be another like tube. These will be a couple of tubes on the floor. So I don't want to lose that. So you see how I'm just darkening all these areas, all my shaded areas in with that mix of red. It was mostly burnt umber and some red, but a lot more of the blue. So his leg right here, I'm gonna put some more blue right here for his leg. And then I'm gonna have another like little container sitting here on this table, which would be right here. And there's gonna be some brushes, stuff out of this right here. So, all right, so now I darkened all those spots in right there. And now I'm gonna start to formulate kind of the color that I want on this floor here. So I'm gonna get a little bit of yellow, squeeze some of that out. Oh, Mary, that's awesome. You're doing some paintings on the Rapture. Hey, that's cool. Mary, can you hear me? I don't know if anyone can hear me or not. I better type it in here. Okay. All right, I got a response. Okay, yes. All right, so I can hide my thing. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get started on the base of this. So I'm using some yellow ochre, yellow, and white to start. Going to start doing a little mix here until I get the lightest color that I want here. This is the one I'm going to work with first. So I need to get it to the lightest color. So this will be here. And again, this is just the start. And it may mix in with some of these other colors, which is fine. Because some of these other colors are still wet, but that's okay. Because this is all just getting the structure basically together. The composition is already there. Now I'm just doing some. And if you think too much in this point right here, you're going to drive yourself nuts. Again, I'm cutting in colors. This, and you'll see it starts to make its own thing after a while. So you don't force too much. You just grab the paint and you start blocking in these colors. I'm going to cut that table back in, but I wanted to make this dark. When I come back in to do the layers to start to formulate some of the bottles and the containers on the floor and everything, it really starts to come together really cool. But this is real loose. This is what I consider, like, someone want to say this could be the ugly stage. It's the stage where it's like it's just coming together. See, I even came over him a little bit. We'll come back to cutting later. But right now, I'm just getting this in here. Now I'm going to go to a little bit bigger brush. Oh, you know what? Let me come back down here. There's going to be a container here too. blocking in bits and pieces of blue that I'm going to have throughout the painting. Okay, this brush here. This is going to be a blue vinyl here. You know what? I got everybody on here, and I don't have. What am I doing here? Let me get back to my media section. At least make. Let's see what we can put on here. Awesome. Okay. All right. Let me keep moving with this. Gotta always keep these brushes wet too. Use a lot of white paint. It's painting on a big canvas. Gonna come out really, really nice. This is just the beginning stages. Already looking good. All right, let me move to another area. A little bit of white. More coverage in these areas. I'll be cutting back in some of this stuff that I'm subtly knocking out, but I can still see it. Aspects I'm kind of knocking out, but I can still see it. Fiery, yeah. Still see these brushes, even though I came over top of this with a little bit of this colors here. I can still see what I want to create right there. I just want that colors to kind of be in the background there. Wow, it's piecing together really, really nice. And you see I'm just on bits and pieces at a time, stroke here, stroke there, at a time. And I'm coming, basically, kind of wet on wet, coming right over top of. I darkened in a lot of those areas, so I'm going to come in with a little smaller brush and start, putting some color on some of these containers that I'm going to have down here. See that yellow? I don't want to put that in there. Get this. Or something more nope. Even though I'm going to change this yellow that's all around here, I'm going to go over that again. I do want to have a container that is that color. I'm definitely going to put a red one right here. So this will be a red. It's going to have a container with a lid on it. Put a little bit of yellow with that. A lot more yellow with it. So that'll be that container over there. Darker red container over here. Come back and cut those in some more. It's going to be it's going to be a red container on this stand. And I don't care that these are mixing right now. It's all right. Some of the colors, because again, this is kind of like the first layer, so it really don't matter. Or the second layer on these particular things here. I want this one to be a lighter blue. One underneath it be a little darker. So there's gonna be two containers right there. And then I had one that's on the floor. It's gonna kind of be underneath a kind of darker one. It's gonna be like underneath a blue rag right there. So you can see I'm like gradually putting all this stuff together, bit by bit. Now B, obviously it was going to take me more days to finish it, but I just want you to see how I'm getting started on it. Those time lapses are good. I'll probably do a time lapse for part 2 of this, so it'll be a lot quicker to see, because you can see as it starts to dry in certain areas, I can do more. Alright, I need to get my next color up top. Clean this brush out. Every now and then you gotta take those paint containers and get the unclogged paint from the mouth of it. Okay, alright, got this mixed to kind of where I want it. This beginning stage, this first phase is always I love it, but I can see all the different things I'm going to do with this. A little bit of life to his palette. We'll be work on that a little bit later. Okay, clean this brush out. When you start using these dark colors, the water gets super dirty, super like really quick. And I got a utility sink really like close to me. Okay. I'm gonna come back with some more white. A tad bit of yellow. Mix with the the yellow, ochre, and white I had here that was like really, really light. This is real loose. In the end, like I said, is where you'll see me start to do, some details. But right now, this isn't the time for me to focus on a whole lot of details. Ain't that kind of party. At least not right now. And I step back like about every time I'm putting these strokes on. I'm telling you, I'm stepping back about I don't know what, about 4 feet, 5 feet or so, and just take a look at what I'm doing. Reason I put this up here. See, I'm just coming right over top of some of those colors I had already put on here. And you can see them peeking through a little bit. Like if you were like here looking at it, you can see it like kind of peeking through. And the acrylic dries pretty quickly, and it dries darker. So as I'm putting this on here, a lot of this is gonna dry darker than what it is. So I'm continuing to kind of abstract my background here. Well, I am abstracting it. Stand with all the colors I've been using. This is the canvas. Wow. While you're on here, you have any questions, feel free. Okay, I'm blocking in more of the floor, cutting this in a little bit more, so now it's becoming a little bit more detailed with some more of the color in here. Then I'll come back to those and I'll add some more stuff onto the floor. I'll come back over the shades again. So you see, it's a process. And I'm usually working on multiples at a time. Because I'm doing this right now, I'm normally on more than one of these at a time. Because while I'm waiting for one to dry, like I wouldn't be moving as fast on this one because I would be waiting for certain things to dry. But because I'm doing the video, I want to kind of speed it along. This isn't the normal pace I would be going at this, because again, I'll be working on more than one piece. And I want this to come up this wall here, a little bit here. Because it kind of requires different, layers to dry before I can start adding to it. Paint needs to be completely dry, but that's in a whole another world. But he's really going to be a great teacher here. So, right here at the bottom, this is the QR code. If you would like to come on the podcast channel, or this is for the YouTube channel rather. This next one here is for my website. That's the QR code. Again, you can come back and look at the video and come here and hit the QR code. This is for my blog. This is for LinkedIn. And this is for any donations you would like to make to the channel. Or you can go on my website and go to the Buy Me a Coffee go into the shop and click on the Buy Me a Coffee section. Let me just hide this one here. Trying to see if there's anything else I want to show you guys before I head off. Let me see. Again, log into my website for workshops. I'm going to be adding some more workshops. I added some more images to the website. I host paint parties here at the studio. You can have a paint party here. They're $35 per person. Minimum of 10, maximum of 20 people comfortably. You can decide on what it is you want to paint, and I can sketch out the canvas, or we can start something from scratch. But anyway, so that's with the workshops. Right now in the studio, I have up my men's series. There's a lot of those paintings. It's going to be up January and February 2025. And I also have a bunch of the other, there's I think 38 total in the series. And I have the ones that I'm working on out front as well. So you get to see the ones that are completed. They're up in my gallery area of the studio. And then there's one wall where they're stacked, all of the ones I'm working on. And usually I'm out in the front gallery area. This is where I'm at right now, painting this. I do have a back section where I paint, but there isn't a big window back there. I like this front area a lot. The nice sunshine comes in early. So, and especially the early part of the day, there's some really good sunlight in here. So let me see. Let me take this away. That's all I think I have here. I have an Art with Art History episode that's going to be coming up soon as well. So I really, really appreciate you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Look for the time lapse for me completing this piece. And I am so grateful for your presence, and much love. Thanks for tuning in to the KJL Podcast Channel. I'm artist Kenneth J. Lewis Sr., and I truly appreciate your time and support. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And as always, keep creating, keep dreaming, and let your imagination lead the way. Until next time, take care.